Storyboard, I'm Shibani Gharat. Publicis Groupe India recently launched Hack to the Future AI Hackathon to unleash the cutting-edge creativity, innovation, new ideas and scaled-up solutions around artificial intelligence. Different teams within Publicis Groupe worked and delivered 134 plus ideas on areas where AI could make significant impact and generate the most optimal results. With this, the group wanted to showcase how they are powering up the future of the agency through AI technology and innovation. To tell us more about this, their strategy around AI and futuristic tech, expectations around the festival season, and a lot of consolidation happening within the ad agencies, we are catching up with Anupriya Acharya, CEO Publicis Groupe South Asia, on all of this. Anupriya, welcome to CNBC-TV18 again.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
So, Publicis Groupe has had AI Hackathon. Hack the Future of AI Hackathon. Can you tell us more about it and the kind of ideas that were generated out of this hackathon?
This one particular initiative was more to ensure that we also disrupt ourselves proactively and transform ourselves as an organization. The whole idea was, while we are creating a lot of work for our clients on using generative AI, this one was more to see how we can reinvent ourselves. And again, in the true spirit of innovation, we believe that it is important to have any such initiative across the organization and not sitting in just one corner.
And some heavy-duty prizes also given out worth lakhs of rupees.
Nothing motivates people
than money.
So what we did in that is that we firstly we got all our people involved, that they come up with fabulous ideas and great ideas that work, unlock growth for us, make us more agile, make us give better solutions, and make us better as a business. And so they stood up to that challenge, and we got more than 134 ideas across the organization.
An idea that stood, you remember.
Of course, I'll come to that, because it wasn't easy to go through those 134 ideas. So we had a whole group leadership team as jury. So I think 15, 16 people of us. So one of the ideas, I think with that one, the gold was contract.ai. So essentially it uses generative AI to sort of map all the detailed data around all the hundreds of contracts that we have and helps us in better decision making. That was a fabulous idea, presented very well, and it can be really transformative. So we are developing that.
Also, one of the things when it comes to AI, usage of AI and generative AI is that, whatever I'm hearing from experts within the industry is that it is also putting in a lot of pressure on the agencies to increase productivity, at the same time reduce costs. So how are you dealing with it, especially at this time where, there is a festive season that is on, there is a cricketing season that is going on, and advertising, it's in full blow. So how do you deal with that?
So that's a first for me, Shibani, frankly. I mean, I haven't come across any place where the client has come, okay, now, generative AI has come in place, so I'm going to know.
But that's one of the advantages.
I think it's a bit early for that. It's another thing that we ourselves want to disrupt ourselves and see what can happen. But I think it's still, we are far away from that still, and I'm pretty sure we'll innovate before that, right? But so I think the conversation in the market is less around, okay, fine, now what can you do for me and whatever. It's more a partnership in terms of experiment with it, like all technology. So it's a good idea to experiment with it, and you need brave clients for that who are willing to do that. So we do have such clients and such client partners. We're fortunate to have such clients. So there's a lot of interesting work which is happening in that area. So it's more around how we can tap to unleash newer solutions for possibly same old problems, and how can we engage with the consumer in novel ways that makes it exciting. And towards that, I don't know whether you're aware, so our recent work, there is a campaign called Say It Like Oreo.
With Farhan Akhtar.
Yes, with Farhan Akhtar. The whole idea over there is to ensure that each of the consumers who calls can, with a question, any question that they pose, Farhan should be able to answer in his own voice. And so that is a very good example of using generative AI. So we've used, I think, ChatGPT powered with, voice modulation, cloning of Farhan's voice through voice engines. And it's fabulous outcome. I think close to 1.5 million people have asked like all kinds of questions, and they got answers in Farhan Akhtar's inimitable voice. So that was that. And the more recent one, of course, is hashtag Puma Dive. I don't know whether you saw it's all over social media again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's created by LB for Puma. And there is that famous, the iconic Puma dive, the cat diving. In the past, a lot of fans have thought of Virat Kohli's dive being pretty similar and drawn that comparison. So that was a campaign idea, really. And basically, the campaign which is running is to essentially encourage viewers to take pictures of players when they're diving within the match. And then submit it, and the generative AI then sort of maps it with the Puma dive and sees how close it is, and people get to win. So it's a fun campaign, and it's all over social media. It's like fun to see where it is reaching with people.
Correct, correct. Now, moving away from AI, let's speak about the festival. We are meeting in the thick of the festive season, Anupriya.
Of course.
And, let's also speak about business. So, how has the business fared this year? And how has the festive season that marries the cricketing season been for Publicis Group?
So we spoke, I think, here last time around the same time, and we told you how 22 was a fabulous year for us, like a really breakthrough year for us. I think one of the best across all parameters. On the back of that, when we opened 23, there were some headwinds globally for sure.
Yeah. And there was the growth was slow in the first half of the year.
Yes. So globally, of course, there was a lot of caution. So we also were a bit cautious, even though we had a fabulous 2022. A lot of new business wins, which were holding us well in 2023. Now that we are in the last quarter of the year, I'm happy to report that it has been a great year for us. So our new business momentum has continued. We've got a lot of new business. More importantly, our current clients have shown a lot of growth. Yes, there has been clients which are related to the more app economy and newer, there was a lot of funding which India was flushed with funds. Yeah. So a lot of them were contributing to a growth as well last few years. There definitely
especially
has
around
been
big properties like IPL.
Yes. So there has been a bit slowdown on that, but the good news is that a lot of other categories like food and beverage, FMCGs, autos have made up for that. So it's been a good year, and great metal wins across many award festivals. To your next question on how are we viewing the festive season, I can tell you, I'm pretty sure the consumer and the marketers are busy. We are very busy. We have no time to talk, even on the floors. Nobody has time to talk to each other. Sure. So the number of campaigns that are getting created are innumerable. Like never before have we created so many campaigns. Our production teams are a bit busy. Our creative teams are busy. And I think this is also, in some manner, possibly a little resembles a bit 2020 and 2021, where we had IPL happening towards the end of the year, just before Diwali. I think it is replicating that a bit. So we have a late Diwali this year, and right before that, we have this huge mega property, the World Cup cricket. So I think everybody's rising to the occasion. We see spends being upped across all categories. So it's not only one or two categories. So we see FMCG, the usual, the food and beverage and all of that. But we also see the real estate, the retailers. We find also BFSI.
So happy days are here again for the ad industry.
Happy days are here, at least in the foreseeable future, and we are all sort of geared to Diwali.
Now, one of the other trends that I have seen over the past couple of years when it comes to the ad industry business is consolidation. A lot of consolidation.
Yes, I read a lot of news on that.
Your take on consolidation and so much of consolidation happening within the advertising agency groups?
I think there's a time and context to everything. And a lot of structuring and reorganization is cyclical in that sense. So, I mean, I'm not commenting on that particular sort of change in structures and change in whatever.
The group,
but at an overall level,
there has been.
Integration at times makes sense, and at times maybe specialization or a different structure makes sense. A lot of it is a function of the context of the market, context of clients, and context of your own structure and people and how they are organized. And I think the key challenge for in a world that is getting more agile, tougher, disrupted by technology, each and every CEO has to constantly sort of be very close to that reality. And so I think that most of this reorganization or restructuring which is happening in the market is a function of that. The key thing in this, I believe in this case, is how close you are to the context. and more importantly, how well you are able to execute this. So it's not only about your strategy.
The agency leaders on board, for
Yes,
example.
yes. Execution is the key to succeed in any such thing, and how well you are able to mobilize your people and take your people with you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for this wonderful chat.
Thank you. My pleasure as always.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have all the excitement from GroupM's Brew event. Welcome back. WPP's media investment arm GroupM organized the 2023 edition of Brew event this week. The event included multiple panel discussions from industry stalwarts as well as prominent brand experts on a variety of topics ranging from artificial intelligence and how its creativity use cases will impact the future of advertising, the glory of Indian sports industry, the growth of esports and how it's evolving, understanding Gen Z and Gen Alpha trends for brands to be able to cater to them better, influencer accountability and the future of virtual and augmented reality. My colleague Ashray Baliga has got all the action from the event. Some of the other topics at the event also included understanding winning strategies for rural India and what lies ahead for mainstream entertainment industry and more. Let's take a look.
I'm here at the Brew event today, organized by GroupM, where a range of topics have been discussed, right from the future of AI and creativity to the future of entertainment and virtual reality to traditional sports as well as gaming and esports.
I think Gen Z wants to consume content in which either they learn to make money, either they get happy, they laugh about it. So basically two types of content, infotainment and entertainment. These are the primarily sources of which Gen Z is focusing on. When it comes to the second aspect, which you mentioned, the short attention span, I think for sure audience is consuming short form content more than long form content. Reels and YouTube shorts are the primary thing, dominated by Instagram Reels. Within this, people who are more infotainment focused watch higher level of YouTube long form content, and people who are more entertainment focused, they watch more short form content.
Today, Brew is a very, very interesting IP that GroupM has created. One of the reasons why we thought that Brew is a very, very important segment for us and our clients is because Brew is about building a content culture, okay? And when we talk about building a content culture, what it means is whether it is social content or live sport content or e-sport content or any entertainment content, okay? A 3-second video or a 3-minute video or a 30-second video or a 3-hour video, okay? It's all content which is building a culture in India at this point in time, okay? So the movement of Gen Z to Gen Alpha is all about building culture, and that's the reason we want to be a little ahead of the curve and give our clients an experience of building culture through content and technology, and that's what Brew is all about. In my way, I call Brew the festival of content.
Gen Z is exposed to so much more today than we are accustomed to normally. Firstly, they have their attention span is fleeting, and they are exposed to multimedia at any point of time, and the kind of options that they enjoy. So influencers are really big. Obviously, OTT, digital, television, CTV are all extremely important media. They are difficult to catch from a one to many point of view. But if you engage with them in the environment and in the tone that they want to communicate or they would like to be spoken with, I think you can make a huge impact. So I think what's important really is to understand the audience properly and engage rather than just try and talk one way.
AI will supercharge the whole creative process because the only thing that's going to differentiate campaigns are how creative people are. The focus on execution is actually going to be the responsibility of the AI part, right? So how people are going to differentiate different campaigns is the creative thought that has gone into envisioning that campaign and making it actually happen. The creative process, which involves a lot of brainstorming and getting people alignment, is actually going to go away because you can simply describe what you have in mind we'll be able to showcase it to people a lot quicker, and the process is going to move a lot faster as well.
Designers and those creatives out there should be using AI as a tool to speed up some processes, but I definitely don't think it will diminish their jobs or their day-to-day. But I think as long as you use it in a mannered form, it should be fine.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we are catching up with Jonathan Adashek from IBM. Welcome back. Now we are in conversation with Jonathan Adashek, SVP Marketing and Communications, IBM. He was visiting India recently and he caught up with CNBC-TV18's Pavitra Parekh on key trends in marketing and its impact on business in India and impact of AI on the marketing function. Listen in.
My first question is a very broad question on what are the kinds of marketing trends that you're seeing. You know, there is this big digital push across industries, across companies, and how do you think IBM is really altering their strategy to, for this kind of context?
First, thanks for having me. It's a thrill to be with you. You're right, digital push is happening across marketing, and it's really understanding where our clients are and how we serve them more relevant content, where they are, and understand where they're also going on their journeys. And with more and more data coming as we all go more digital and get more insights from our client behaviors and from what we're serving, it provides so much more data for us to be able to look at and to really analyze and make sure we deliver the best experience for our clients.
Okay, so considering that you do have all of this data, is there anything that you're looking at that's very specific to the India markets? Because, very often you do see companies alter their strategy to suit specific any destination that they are in. So do you think you've had to do that with the Indian market?
We have. What we have now as a company is we have one holistic brand campaign called Let's Create. And it's about creating solutions together with our clients and with our partners. But the key for us is making it relevant to the market. And we've done that just here in India. We've created content and we're continuing to create content that speaks to the Indian market and is relevant to the market, because penetrating through everything going on here is not going to work if we don't give it that localized flavor and give it something that people can easily understand and how it would impact what they're doing on a daily basis here in India.
Okay, I absolutely take that point. Let's talk now about what has been the hottest word, perhaps, across tech, which is AI.
I thought you were going to say Taylor Swift.
I should have probably started with that, right? But, on AI, take us through how much of a potential do you think that it can have on marketing functions, say, in the next 5 to 10 years? And what is IBM doing in order to try to really integrate that?
For me, AI in marketing is not going to be 5 to 10 years from now. It's going to be much sooner than that. We're already using it today. I would give you a couple examples. So we used Adobe Firefly to create ads for around the Masters Golf Tournament that we sponsor. In a matter of minutes, we had over 1,000 selects for us to choose from for the images. And we delivered those ads. But not only did we go faster with the ads, we saw 28 times more engagement with those ads than we do on our traditional ads. As we use AI to better understand and integrate across our stack how we bring web pages to market, we're seeing web pages come to market 75% faster. We're seeing translations, because we operate in 10 different languages on the web right now. We see translations having 28% more accuracy in what they're doing. So that's just starting at the top on the creation. I think that for marketing, we're going to see it come all the way through the funnel in how we engage all the way from demand creation to demand capture. And it's going to be fast and furious.
Okay, and this is pretty much the word that we've been getting from any tech player that we're speaking to right now. How do you think IBM is positioned in this entire race for AI supremacy? How would you, look at yourself versus, say, a Google, a Microsoft? Who do you think is leading in this space?
So for us, Watson X is what we've brought to market in AI right now. And Watson X is an enterprise-focused AI solution. And that is where we are making our focus. And for us, it's about creating AI for our clients with their data to solve their problems and take advantage of opportunities that they have. But the key here is it's their AI. Nobody else gets benefit from that AI that is being created there. And it is truly enterprise focused. And that is where we're going. And I think it's a unique position. And we feel very good about the ability to help our clients and our partners take advantage of the opportunities they've got.
Okay, all right. Very enriching conversation with you. Thank you very much for speaking to us here at CNBC-TV18 today. And we do hope to have you back with us whenever you're in the country next.
And now, after the super success of Young Guns, Storyboard 18 is launching its next IP for the year, Visionaries. The 3-city initiative will bring focus on visionary marketers and the commendable work that they have been doing in establishing their brands and organizations as market leaders. It is an initiative that recognizes the leading lights who have transformed our approach to media, marketing and advertising. The marquee evening is being planned at Gurugram next week. Let's take a look. Transformative technology is bringing about sweeping changes to the marketing and advertising industry. In such times, we look to the visionaries. Want these visionaries convene to exchange ideas and celebrate excellence. Storyboard 18, the visionaries.
A visionary marketer really needs to have in his or her mind a proper direction for the brand that he's directing. Things are changing dramatically in our world today. There are new areas that are gaining importance in our ability to communicate. So therefore, the ability to experiment, the ability to constantly be on the lookout for what is new and different, and therefore create learning which will then benefit the brand is extremely important.
Marketers who show a continual sort of need to constantly know what's happening on the brand, the category, the consumer. The second one is actually people who are quite convinced about what needs to be done, right? Very rarely will you find a visionary marketer who's not both knowledgeable and convinced about what needs to be done. So I think conviction is to me another aspect of what makes for a visionary marketer. And the third one, which probably is the most important, is the ability to inspire.
Best marketers that I've worked with actually know when to stop relying on numbers, analysis, and not get caught up in what we call analysis paralysis, but then eventually get down to listening to what their gut is saying and take the decisions basis that. So they have a very clear line that they draw, saying, okay, I've heard all this information, but okay, what does my experience say? What does my gut say? The other thing is, I think, very opportunistic, very entrepreneurial in their approach to identifying opportunities and going for them.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.